Make
Got it. All right, I'm just going to pull this up on my phone so we can actually see comments as they happen. If you're watching the replay, welcome. It always just takes us a moment to get set up and find everything. As it does for Facebook Lives. I don't know, am I going to upload this to YouTube? Maybe. Hey, Ayla, sup? Bianca, welcome. Hey, hey. Is it Kali or Kaylee? I feel like that could be either. Welcome, welcome. It is going to be a beautiful workshop. You might notice the three of us looking kind of happy, blissed out. We just had the most amazing pre-meditation. It was so good. We were just like, didn't want to stop because we were pulling in all of this beautiful energy for us for this aligned AF workshop. We're going to do some experiential learning. We're just letting people roll their way in. Hey, Allison and Rachel and Tracy and Benita, and it is Kaylee. Okay, awesome. I can't remember what she says. It's the first one, but which one did I say first? I'll go back and I'll Kali. Okay.
I think Kali. I love that. Hey, if you're like the goddess, say you're like the goddess.
Sonia, welcome. Hello. This is going to be beautiful. I don't know if you can feel it already, but I want you, if you're just joining us now, to close your eyes, take a breath, and feel into the energy of the container that Nicole and Nina and I have already created, this digital space for all of us to meet, to become aligned AF. We're going to be sharing with you some of our favorite quick and easy ways to get into a state of alignment so that we can be that internally and then create from that aligned place. We'll be talking about why that's important, but we're going to go deeper into it when we actually begin here. We're just letting everybody land. We'll do some formal introductions, but what I would like you to do is, if you're watching live, you can give us a just 2-word check-in. How are you feeling right now? And it doesn't have to be blissed out. Maybe you haven't just done a whole meditation with Gaia and everything like that. How are you feeling in this moment? Contracted, expansive? Put those into the comments here and let us know. If you're in the replay, same thing. We want to see it. We want to feel it. And let us know. Oh, I don't know why that always turns the volume up again. So, loves, while we're waiting for you to let us know how you feel, I just want to share with you that we set an intention yesterday when we were planning this out to show up as solid beings who were already in alignment. So we did some work this morning to get into that space so that we could be beacons of this light and just examples of what it feels like to be in alignment, so that you could tap into that energetically and also receive that. Because I know right now things have been so chaotic that sometimes it's easy to feel off kilter, out of alignment, all of that. So I am not getting any of the comments coming up again, so I'm just going to restart.
I see them here.
Do you see them? Do you want to jump in and let us know how people are feeling?
Bet. So Ayla is feeling energetic and expansive. Yes. Bianca is expansive and more relaxed than they felt in a while. Yay for that. Kali now, I think, is peaceful and expansive. And let's see here. Allison is focused inward and incubating. Angela is feeling playful. Erin is excited to be here. Sydney Jean is feeling open and flowy. Sonia's a little anxious as they have a little bit of running around to do after this. Crystal is feeling broken and sometimes ready to give up on people that make loving people hard. Also low energetically. I'm getting my second shot. Yeah, we've done some interesting transmutation on that. So I'm going to send you some of those vibes, Crystal. Rachel is frozen and stuck. Tracy is calm and chill. So we have people feeling all over the spectrum today. So no matter where you are, our intention is that you will get something out of this. If you are already feeling expansive and energetic and all of that, we're going to amplify that. And if you're feeling a little bit the lower end of the spectrum of feelings, we are going to help you transform those and activate and embody something new, or at least that's our intention. And if you're just here for the process and nothing shifts, that's okay too. Just whatever happens is perfect, and there's no right or wrong way to show up or right or wrong way to be here. And just, sometimes letting go of any expectations of what's going to happen can let you expand into what's possible, and that's can be so much more exciting. Let's see, Maria is feeling clear and ready. Leslie is feeling a little anxious with the kitty not feeling well. Sending her love to the kitty. And Steph is feeling off, but ready for an amazing shift. And Kimberly is ready. Yeah, love that there's so many of us watching here. And it's so much fun when we get to connect in these group containers, because we can do this work on our own. And it's pretty fun to do these tools on your own. But when we get together in community and do it with each other, the energy is so much more powerful. And yeah, it's going to help us all get aligned AF. Daniela is fairly calm and ready. Awesome.
Thanks, Nicole. My comments are still freezing, so I'm just gonna not worry about it and just be present and let you guys watch the comments, because it's not working. Sometimes things happen and there's no need to force it. So I want to preface this before we do an introduction with two things. Number one, if you would like to dive more into like the theoretical and more of the why and the everything like that of the alignment practices that we are going to be sharing with you, you can catch a conversation Nicole and I had yesterday in our illumination chat that's available both in this group and on my YouTube channel. And that'll give you more of the background. Today's going to be more experiential. Now, some of you might not have met all of us, so we are going to introduce ourselves and then dive right into the practices. But I think just to help everybody land here, I was just going to put Mina on the spot and ask if you could lead us through maybe just like a couple breaths to ground everybody into now.
I'd love to. So let's just take a moment wherever you are to pause, close your eyes if you can, unless you're driving, don't do that. And just feel where your body is making contact with the floor or chair beneath you. And place one hand on your heart and one on your belly. Just take a nice deep breath. First breath deep into the belly. And sigh it out. And this time breathe into your belly and expand that breath into your heart. And sighing or toning it out. Feeling yourself centering, melting. And this breath into the belly, the heart, and into your crown. Expanding out through crown of your head. Sighing it out. And one more breath. So you go into your belly, your heart, your crown, and out into your energy field, extending it around you in every direction. And sighing it out. And noticing how you're feeling now. Begin to come back to this space and blink your eyes open. Drop in the comments a word that describes how you're feeling now. And I'll pass it over to Aurora.
Thank you, Nina. It's so delicious to breathe on purpose. I mean, we're always breathing, but it's those conscious breaths that take us deeper, that relax the nervous system. So that's a practice that, I mean, I love to do regularly. We do regularly, but also I love when people remind me to do it, just to take a breath with that conscious intention to breathe more deeply, more fully, and let more go. It changes everything. And we are going to be doing some shifting today, shifting of what our nervous system is doing. And we talked more about that yesterday in our precursor warm up. And as we're going through this workshop, we're going to be focused a little bit more on the transformation pieces so that we can get aligned AF. But we also are going to be activating a deep connection with our highest self and with the earth, and then bringing through a frequency that is going to come through for us intuitively. You're going to be guided into so you're aligned AF, what now space, and we'll let you have that opportunity to consciously choose how you're going to move forward into your day. And this is the crux of everything that we do. It's all to support you in being able to be a conscious creator as opposed to living life on autopilot and on default. And we're going to be using this evolutionary alchemy system that I've worked with for really a decade, but only put words to over the last 2 years. It's to do that 3-step process, transform what's in the way, what's out of alignment, so that we can get in alignment, activate that connection with our highest self, deepen our self-trust, connect with our intuition, and then take the aligned actions from that place of beingness once we've chosen the frequency that we want to be. So we're going to play with all of that today. And yeah, why are we doing this? I'm going to pass it off to Nicole to share with us about alignment and what it is. We're going to define it, and we're going to ask you to share your definitions as well if you've got something else that's coming up. But because I'm not looking at my little notes and outline, I forgot that this is also my introduction part. So if we haven't met before, I'm Aurora, and I am a conscious creation and voice activation coach and guide and digital course creator. But really, I just like to play with all this stuff and help people not take it as seriously as we make it out to be, because that actually activates it all quite a bit more easily. Nicole, tell us about alignment.
Yeah, well, how about I also introduce myself first in case you don't know who I am. I am Radiant Soul Nicole is my superhero name, or also Nicole Rose, and I'm a soul embodiment guide and also an ecstatic dance facilitator. And I, do all the same things, a lot of the same things in my own unique special way that Aurora does. The crux of what I do is love bringing people into presence, into the body, so that you can connect with the truth of who you are, because all of the answers, all of what you want to know is inside in that present state, inside your heart space. So I guide you into that place. And yeah, also love bringing more fun and joy and play into everything that we do as well. And now moving on to alignment, I came up with a definition yesterday for it. And I say that it is the foundational frequency which creates an internal state of fulfillment, and that creates flow. And living in alignment is the foundational piece that we need to really be on purpose in our life, because we're aligned to our purpose. We're aligned, and we have that awareness of what that is. We're aligned to our high self, and we're also in our body alignment. Our body is in this coherent heart state that we're going to be brought into later with Nina. Our body is regulated when we're in that state. And so when we're connected and we're aligned, body, heart, mind, and soul, we have access to all of this different information that isn't necessarily available to us when we're out of alignment. So if things are feeling hard and sticky and like just clunky in life, you're probably not in alignment. And the more that you're able to learn to listen to your body and understand what that feeling of alignment is for you, it gives you information so you can, whenever you're kind of slightly out of alignment, it brings you that alignment tune-up so that you can get back in that state, because we don't stay there all the time. But that is something I strive to do, is to come back into alignment as often as possible so that everything I do flows so much easier. Yesterday when I was writing a post for social media, I danced to 3 songs first so that I was in alignment, and I just typed it out super fast. It flew out of me, came out so quickly. And if I had tried to do that without dancing first, I might have gotten to the same result, but it would have taken a lot longer, and it would have been coming from my mind versus coming from my heart and soul. So yeah, that's just a practical example of, you know, what we do. And that's why we got into an alignment before this ceremony, before we planned it as well, because everything flows so much easier. So if that definition of alignment resonates with you, let me know in the comments, or if you have anything else to say about alignment that you want to share, let us know too. Always happy to, yeah, we just want to know what, interact and engage with you in this workshop. It's more fun that way, I think. Yeah, and that's what I was going to say about alignment. What is the next thing we were going to do?
I want to jump in there actually and share. This totally just came into my mind. I remember I was thinking about this last time I was shoveling snow, and I didn't think about this until you were sharing about alignment, Nicole. It was like this aha moment that it's like we go to the chiropractor to get aligned, you know, like sometimes there's things out of whack and we need to get a little adjustment here and a little adjustment there, and then our spine is in alignment. And when our spine is in alignment, then we can function so much more easily. I actually had an impinged nerve that was creating some weird pain in my arm for the longest time, and I didn't know what it was. And I was like, what is it? And then once I got it aligned, all of a sudden the pain was gone. So it's kind of like that. If you can think about alignment, coming into alignment with your, not only your body, but your mind, body, mind, heart, and soul, it creates space for us to be able to flow more easily. And where there might be little bits of resistance or little bits of, like you were saying, like kludgy, stuck energy, it allows that to clear. Another analogy would be like taking boulders out of a river to make it more of a direct, clear path. And that's like, those are some of the cornerstones, the foundations of what we share to create more ease, to create more empowerment, more fun, more expanded intuition and joy. And so some of the things that we're going to share today are going to be really impactful tools that you can take into your life right away and use, simple practices that have a big impact.
I love that definition, Nina. And then one more thing just dropped in that I wanted to share. Also, we take our cars in to get our wheels aligned, because if we don't have our wheels aligned and we're driving, like theoretically, if we're driving on a really long straight highway through like Saskatchewan maybe or something, we could be driving and then just get a little bit off course, and we're ending up driving in a different way than what we intended to. So we need to get back into that alignment so that we're on that path that we want to go, because it can be fairly easy to start, you know, doing the things and going in the wrong direction on your journey in your life. And maybe it's not the wrong direction, but it's not the most direct direction, the direct path to where you want to go.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, it just makes it easier to drive forward. And if your wheels are out of alignment, you're actually getting more wear and tear on your vehicle and on the tires themselves. So when we're in alignment, again, we have that flow, that natural ease, that grace. And I like to really hitch my energetic alignment to my highest self, right? That part of me that resides outside of space and time, beyond all distortion, that can see all of my multidimensional self and my journey through it, because it's got that vantage point of being able to see it all. It knows the most direct route there. So when I connect myself up to that space that I also am, then I feel like I can bring through my intuition the information that I need to be going that way. It's like having your own North Star or guiding light that'll bring you towards where maybe not even that you consciously want to go, but it's like being on your cosmic trajectory, your cosmic path. And I realized, Nina, you did not introduce yourself either. So I'm going to throw it back to you so you can tell us a little bit about your alignment and maybe even a little bit more about the your alignment. Yeah, your alignment with who you are, what you do, because that's part of your whole alignment. But it's making me feel like in D&D where they have like chaotic good and chaotic neutral and lawful neutral, lawful good. What's your alignment?
So I am Nina Infinity. I'm a transformational guide and an elemental priestess. So I love to work with the elements to help us to transform, activate, and embody. And we all three of us love to work with the elements. And I'm just so lit up by using just this connection between us and this natural world and all of life to support us in transforming. I also love to use breath, which is one of the elements, breath work, and so many different modalities of breath work. My foundation is in like transformational breath work, but I've also been playing with other types of breath work lately that fascinate me and light me up, and as well as ecstatic movement and dance and meditation and light language. So I kind of call it like, I put it under the umbrella of like, I like to create magical experiences for people to transform and to connect with themselves. So that's what lights my heart on fire these days. And so stoked that we all get to do this together.
Yeah, we love co-creating. And for anybody that hasn't known us for more than, I would say, about like 5-6 years, in our previous incarnations in this life, we were all professional hula hoopers and teachers and performers. And that's how we met, how we connected, how we started co-creating. So the movement pieces are really integral to what we love to do. And I honestly believe that, especially in this like time where we can't gather as much in celebration, and there's just been a little bit of that disconnect. I've also disconnected from my movement practices, and it feels so good to do them in community, even if they're not in real life. So that's how we're going to begin. We're going to be creating space for the rest of everything by doing a practice that'll relax the nervous system and let go of some old stuff that's sticking to us, so we can have that place of alignment available to us, that central column that I just want to point out. You were talking about your spine, but there's also this central column of light. I've heard it called the ascension column. It can be your north-south axis, your vertical axis. It can be that 10th dimensional lens. People have different names for it, but it's like, I always wind up going like this. Like, this is the energy that we want to connect in with in this alignment practice, being able to connect that north and south, that vertical axis inside of us, and also expand it out. So I'm gonna ask Nicole to bring us through a practice to create more space. You guys ready?
Let's do this. I just want to actually just check in on some of these comments because somebody had, Bianca is saying that I also see alignment as access to your natural state of being and being able to let go of your conditioning. Yes. It's like you're getting this access point to the truth and not this inverted false matrix that we have all been growing up in since we've been alive. So yeah, so let's get started here. I'm going to invite you to stand up, and we are going to do some shaking and some moving and some breathing and really making space in our bodies, because we need that. And I have been really tuning into the need extra lately for us to take time to make space and to be still, because there's a lot of information always coming in and we need to have the space to receive it. So I'm going to invite everybody. So we're going to start with some breathing practices and just have your feet a little bit hips wider than hips distance apart. You can shake, sway from side to side. And we're just going to start by breathing, doing a sipping breath in through our nose, and it's going to sound like this. I'll demonstrate first and then you can do it along with me afterwards. So it's going to sound breathing in through your nose on 4 breaths. And then we're going to breathe out through our mouths going ha, ha. So you can try that along with me now. Let's do that a few rounds at least. Inhaling. Don't worry if you're feeling like you're breathing into the screen and sending your shit out to other people. We are going to imagine that there is an energetic field around us where that everything that we're breathing out and letting go of is just getting transmuted. So we can continue doing that. You can even use your arms if you want. You can scoop up some energy, breathing in and breathing it out. And again. Breathing in. And after the next round, I'm going to invite you to make some really big noises, letting out as whatever needs to come out. Shaking, moving from side to side, shaking your arms. And these noises can actually activate your vagus nerve, which will help activate your parasympathetic nervous system and bring you into a deeper state of regulation in your body. Shaking, moving. You can lifting up one leg if you want, and shaking one leg. Shaking another leg. Standing on one foot, shake, 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 shake it off. Just letting everything go. Let's do that breath a couple more times. Inhaling, that inhale, sip breath. I know we're not encouraged to make weird noises in our lives very often, but you have my full permission to let it out. I love watching both Nina and Aurora. I hope you're all shaking, shaking, shaking along. Okay, we're gonna do it one more big one, and then we're gonna come to stillness. So last one, breathing in, letting it out. Slowing down. Bring your hands to your heart and your belly if that feels good for you. Just taking a moment now to notice how you feel after taking that couple minutes to shake and make some noise, to breathe. Just dropping your awareness into your body now. Now that we've made some space, we're going to connect down into the earth, up to our source, to our high self, so that we can be in alignment in this moment So you can stay standing for this if you'd like, or sit down, whatever feels good for you. I'm going to stay standing. Eyes closed or open. Again, whatever allows you to have the most internal experience. Inviting you to bring your awareness down from your mind, riding an elevator down into your heart. Just pausing there for a moment, and then dropping a cord from your heart all the way down through your body, down through the layers of the earth, maybe through the layers of the snow, and then through the earth, down the different layers of rock, underground waters, down, 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 all the way till you reach the center of the earth, connecting into the center of Gaia. When you get to that crystalline core consciousness of Gaia, imagining that there is an anchor at the bottom of that cord, and that you are anchoring in to Gaia. Like a tree, you are deeply rooted so that we can be grounded, solid, steady. And this will allow us to rise up. So bringing your awareness back up through that cord, back into your heart. Allowing that to rise. And we're going to bring a cord from your heart up through your top of your body, through the crown of your head. And that cord is going to rise up through the air, through the atmosphere of the earth, all the way into space. And by the way, you can just use your imagination to do this. If you can't see it, that is completely okay. Your imagination is so powerful. So we're going to use your imagination to see that cord rise into space, moving through galaxies and planets and all about space until you find the point that is your high self. So you can see that potentially as a cloud, gaseous kind of cloud. Your mind will just take you right there, your imagination. You're going to connect into that version, that high self. You can imagine an anchor on that side of the cord as well. You're going to anchor yourself in there. Just take a moment to notice now what it feels like in your body to be connected to the earth, to be connected to the source, to universe, to your high self, to whatever it is that you are connected to. And from here, we are going to activate our torus field, which is like this cosmic donut around us. And this will create more space in our energy field so that we have more space to receive energetic activations and downloads and all of the wisdom that our high self wants to share with us today. So we're going to imagine now bringing, and you can follow along with your hands if you wish. So we're still connected to that high self version of us in space. We're going to bring energy down. So imagine that we're bringing energy down from that place, bringing it down through that cord, through our body, down to the earth. And it's going to go all the way through the opposite side of the earth, and it's going to come out in space and connect around us in a 360-degree field of energy. So if you'd like, you can watch. I'm moving my hands, moving this from up to source, down through my body, down through the earth, and then bringing that energy up again with my hands up to source. And imagining my energy field expanding, getting larger, and knowing that this energy field is filled with so much sparkly, high vibe, radiant light. We don't need to worry about it getting filled up with anything else. We're going to set the intention to fill this up with sparkly, radiant light. We're just going to keep running that energy down from source all the way to earth, through the earth, bringing it back up. Then on our next time, we're going to change that flow of energy. So from the top, we are going to bring that energy down around us through space, through the bottom of earth and up, letting that earth energy rise through our feet, through our body, letting it rise, fill up our crown, connecting all the way to source. And we're going to bring that down again around the sides of the earth. Down and around. And as you're doing this, remember to breathe, breathing in through your nose, filling up your body with this energy, sipping it in. We're inviting in all the elemental forces of creation to be here with us today. The earth to support us, the element of air to enliven us, bring us more life force energy. The element of fire to help us bring illumination on what our desires are and what brings us into alignment. The element of water that allows us to have more fun, more play, more joy in our lives. And spirit, which will allow us to align and co-create to the all that is, so we can bring more of that which we desire into our lives and express even more of our unique soul essence out in the world. And all of this so that we can begin to create our most magnificent 2022. Setting the intention today that we will get the clarity and the wisdom that we need that will set the wheels in motion so that we can begin this co-creation process for the next year of our lives. So just taking a moment now to breathe into your heart space, connecting with what you're feeling in this moment. Gently opening your eyes, coming back into this space, coming back to seated. Just take a moment to share in the comments how it is you're feeling now. I am feeling very spacious, open, and ready.
Thank you so much, Nicole. I am feeling that openness and that spaciousness as well, but I'm also feeling like I don't have to do it on my own. I'm feeling connected to, the sources of energy from, the infinite and from the earth, so I can run that energy instead of depleting my own personal energy. And that just makes me feel a lot more aligned and capable of doing pretty much anything. What about you, Nina?
I'm feeling very spacious. Like there's so much space because we cleared so much. And I love doing shaking and toning on my own to clear that space. But when we're doing it as a group and we just have that like collective energy of we're all going for it together, it's just even more amplified. So I just feel like there's so much space. There's so much space for wisdom and intuition and guidance to drop in and for me to hear it. And yeah, it feels like ripe, sparkly, exciting potential. And I'm noticing some people drop into the comments. Susan feels clear, calmly energized. Lindsay feels divine, and Bianca feels supported. I love it. It's so beautiful. And I want to reflect to you that so far these practices that we've shared are super simple to take out into your everyday life. You can shake anytime to clear energy, use your breath, use your sound. So breath, movement, and sound, these are like the cornerstones of transformation. You can shake anytime for a minute even. And I actually did a little challenge a couple months ago where I did 1 minute of shaking every day, and I did that posted up on my Instagram, and it was really potent. I was just curious, like, what would 1 minute do? Because I like to do longer, a couple minutes, but what would 1 minute do? And it was really impactful. And then the other practice that we've shared with you so far is running your torus field, connecting that heaven on earth, breathing the earth energy up, breathing the source energy down. And we're going to share some more practices with you as we go.
Yeah, love for you to be taking little snapshots of how you're feeling as we go. You checked in right when you came in. If you were with us at the beginning, some people were feeling kind of icky and crunchy, and some people were feeling really expanded. So just checking in, has that state shifted for you? If you're already feeling expanded, are you feeling more spaciousness? Are you feeling that cosmic expansion? If you were feeling really contracted and crunchy and off, are you feeling like maybe you've come back a little bit more to your center? Please keep letting us know, dropping your insights. These are the things that work for us. And they're, from what we've seen, a lot of them, they work quite universally, but of course, everybody's unique. So if we're saying this is a practice that works for us, you don't have to take it and do it. This is an invitation for you to play with it and try it on. But I do want to say, if you're encountering some resistance, check on, is it because it's not for you, or because there's a belief system that is running that's making it feel like it's not going to work for you, or that you can't, or that it's too easy, or something like that, it's stupid, that it's going to look too weird, right? Got to check in with the perspective that you're bringing to the table right now, because we are sharing some stuff that, again, has worked for thousands of people, but it might not be for you. But is that true? Can it be that easy? I feel like, Nicole, you've encountered that belief system before.
Yeah, so after a rough few years, I was like, I dedicated my year to living in alignment, and I knew that was what I should be doing. And I also held the belief that it can't be easy, that it's got to be hard. And awesomely, I had just started working with Aurora one-on-one. She's like, is that true? And I'm like, oh, well, I don't know. So we did some belief repatterning on it. And yeah, it can be easy, but we've been told so much in our lives, like, you got to work for money. There's like a whole song about that, right? That life has to be hard, and depending on what your circumstances were growing up and all that stuff, we probably all heard those things, that you got to work. And I mean, there's like the whole hustle and grind culture and all that kind of stuff, which I totally do not resonate with at all, because I'd much rather be in alignment and live in flow and just have everything work easy while still taking the aligned action, but not having it be hard. So yeah, I definitely ran that belief before, and belief repatterning was so supportive to getting out of the way so that life could be easy. Because if you don't believe it's going to be easy, it's not. And let's destroy and uncreate that right now.
Let us know in the comments if you have heard this, that, you have to hustle and grind. You have to work so hard for anything that's worthwhile. And that's not to say that you don't put in the work and that some things aren't going to be hard, but the belief that everything has to be hard, are you running that program perhaps because that's what somebody told you? That's what the song lyrics said. That's what your grandpa said. That's what your teachers said, right? Hard work is the only thing that will be rewarded. What if that was a distortion of the
Here's
truth?
another one. No pain, no gain.
Mm.
Yeah, that one just popped in.
Yeah. And we talk about this all the time. We talked about it yesterday. And Nicole told me that I need to start a series called Everything's a Paradox, because yeah, human life right now is going to have pain, and to have the most growth, we are going to wind up in discomfort or painful scenarios, right? To learn lessons. And also at the same time, we get to make things easier for ourselves with the tools that we choose, right? It's possible for things to be easier, and it's also possible to do that when you're in alignment and in flow. And for us to use the challenge and the resistance and the difficulties as sort of our way to check in. Hey, am I in alignment? Are my actions in alignment? Are my beliefs in alignment with who I really am? And once again, it's not that things are never going to be hard, they're never going to be challenging. It's that these tools and the ability to get back into alignment give you the resilience to be able to do anything. So again, Mike, I have to keep opening this to see the comments here. It's a belief that you're not doing enough if you're constantly worrying. If you're not constantly worrying, from Leslie. Yeah. Who has also gotten that? I feel like part of that's like the Catholic guilt programming. Like if you're not worrying, then at least that's where I got that from. If you're not worrying, then are you even a good person? If you're not worried about it, doesn't that make you a callous, cold-hearted person who doesn't care about anyone and anything? Yeah. Let's check in here about the truth of that belief system. Does worry actually put energy towards the outcome that you would like to have, or is it putting worry towards the outcome that you don't want? I heard it spoken once that worrying is basically just daydreaming about what you don't want. And the thing is, our humanness equals being a really powerful creator. And the question is, are we going to do that consciously or subconsciously? We're always magnetic. We're always drawing things to us based upon the frequency that we are emitting through our thoughts and feelings, right? It'll be sort of magnetic to the situations that are coming through to us. And so when we are worrying, we are being this match for the energy of the worries. And then it becomes this self-fulfilling prophecy. It's like, oh, I was worried about that, and then it happened, right? That happened to me with like pelvic floor prolapse when I was pregnant, because I was really, really, really worried about it. And sure enough, that's what I like brought into my life because I was focused on it. The universe can't hear the negative in your frequency because you're not focused on not doing the thing, you're focused on the thing, and you hope that it's not coming through. So what if we could choose to let the worry and those beliefs that things have to be hard and that we have to have those energies in order to be good people, right? To be good, upstanding citizens, we have to worry and we have to work hard and all of that stuff. What if we can actually take that and go, what would we rather have instead? What would you rather have instead? In this moment, perhaps it's ease, perhaps it's peace, perhaps it is faith, trust, surrender, flow, right? And I do know a hack to support us in shifting the program that we're running. So as Nicole mentioned, belief repatterning is something that her and I have done together. I'm a licensed belief repatterning practitioner, and I started studying this because Nina pointed me to it and another friend pointed me to it at the same time. And I was like, okay, I'll look at this. And when I went to a workshop called Flip Your Switch, I saw that it was actually the fastest technique that I had ever seen to be able to move from that feeling of I can't and contraction and it's not possible and all of that ick into something that I'd rather have instead. And now I'm actually naturally gifted at finding the silver linings. I am like a queen at that. It is one of my superpowers. But when I would just try to tell somebody, hey, look at the bright side, they would be like, hey, go stuff yourself in a toilet and flush. They did not always appreciate that. So what studying this technique has done for me is allowed me to move people in a gentle process, conversationally, just using the power of our words and our breath to move the brain from that old program to something new, and then hack the subconscious mind to be able to practice to create a deeper neural pathway with a new program so we don't actually have to do a lot. And it's the most transformational tool that I have ever found. I mean, dancing, breathing, sure, but not everybody's into going and like shaking and dancing around with hula hoops, right? This is something that we can do here and now together. And I'd love to know if you guys want to try some out. Let me know in the comments. Maybe you've done this with me before. Maybe this is something that you've heard of. It was developed by Suze Casey. Yeah. Okay. I think we should just walk through some of these steps. And I think you could wrap up the things about worrying in this, in the like, I have to, and it has to be hard. Let's put that all, because worrying is hard, right? Worrying feels heavy. Worrying feels contractive. I think what I want us to move towards is a feeling of if we are in alignment, then we will be able to handle what's in front of us with more ease, grace, and flow. Would you guys like more of that? Let me know in the comments. Nicole, Nina, do you guys want a little bit more of that belief system? That if you're in alignment, you can handle hard things with more ease, grace, and flow. Yeah, okay, amazing. So here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna get Nicole to be you guys. You're gonna be with Nicole. I'm gonna say a statement and you're going to repeat it after me, Nicole. And everybody that's watching, I'd like you to say it with Nicole out loud. And then after we say the thing, you're just going to breathe it in. And it'd be great if you had some water with you. Afterwards, as we're making these new neural pathways, it's great to have some protein. Okay. So I'm going to invite you to speak along with Nicole out loud if you can, in your head if you can't. And if you've got something coming up, a monkey on your mind, something that's going like, yeah, but what about this? Nicole, let us know so that we can speak into it, because we want to be gentle with those pieces of our ego that are trying to keep us safe in that old safe space. Anything that we should clarify before we begin, or can we jump in here?
Sounds all really great to me. I just want to, you probably didn't see because you can't see the comments. Lindsay also said, even though I know I can live my life with ease, that old false belief rears itself from time to time. If it doesn't feel hard, then I'm not doing enough. And I was like, oh yes, that one resonates with me. I've definitely felt that.
Yeah.
We resonate with that one.
Yeah. What if we could replace that with, if it's not fun, you're not doing it right, or if it's fun, you're doing it right. Yeah, I think just to speak into that, we're going to be repatterning this, and that's the thing. You can have the conscious belief that something could be easy because you're like, intellectually, my soul knows that this can be true, because I see examples of people living with more ease and flow and resilience, and it's not that they don't have problems, but they seem to be able to handle it with more grace, you know, like you've seen that before, right? So it's the subconscious programming that is pulling us back into that belief that is no longer supportive, but it did at one point help us survive, or it helped our ancestors survive. I know all of you are not wanting to stay stuck in survival mode though. And the beliefs that helped us survive are not actually the same ones that are going to help us thrive. In fact, most of those can't actually coexist in the same space because they're different frequencies. So let's try on some of these statements to reprogram the subconscious mind so that it can get on board with what your soul and your mind are actually asking for, right? More of that thriving energy instead of just eking out survival. So, Nicole, say this one after me. I forgive myself for believing that I have to stay stuck in this old energy of things being hard.
I forgive myself for believing that I have to stay stuck in this old energy of things being hard.
Breathe it in.
Also invite you, if you're feeling, to make noises as we were doing earlier, because that helps move and clear energy.
Yeah, it's great to layer and stack everything and believe through patternings and also practice. All right, so let's try this one. I forgive myself for believing that it has to be hard.
I forgive myself for believing that it has to be hard.
Breathe it in. Oh, good. Yawns. Yawns are energy clearing. Yawns mean the energy is moving, and it also means apparently if you're yawning with me, you're not a psychopath. Just kidding though. It's just this empathetic mirror neuron thing. You might not yawn when we do, but it is energy clearing. You might burp, you might fart, you might have all kinds of bowel movements after you do belief repatterning because it's just wanting to flow through you. Okay. I forgive myself for believing that I have to worry in order for things to turn out the way that I want.
I forgive myself for believing that I have to worry in order for things to turn out the way that I want.
Breathe that in. Burping. Awesome. Energy is moving. I didn't yawn or burp or cough before we got on here, but we're clearing a lot because this is this group field. Okay, let us know if you're having those energy moves too. I'm feeling like there's just some, like this blanket of sort of white crystalline light that's just coming and descending upon people because there's more space now. Do we need more about that? No, Nicole, is there anything else that is arising spontaneously for you to forgive the belief of? We're never forgiving the emotions, by the way. You can feel the way you feel. It's forgiving yourself for believing the thing that made you feel that way.
Yeah, no, nothing else is coming through for me. I love that light coming in though. I feel like it filled up all that space that we made and it feels so sparkly.
I give myself permission to believe that there is more ease and flow available to me.
I give myself permission to believe that there is more ease and flow available to me.
Breathing that in. If you already live a life of ease and flow, like there's always more that's available, right? Like there's new levels, there's new layers, there's new levels of surrender, there's new levels of ease, flow, connection, grace, resilience. There's always more. We are available for evolution, and that's what we're here to do right now. I give myself permission to believe that when I'm in alignment, I can do hard things. Sorry, there was a really big pause there. Give myself permission to believe that when I am in alignment, things can flow with more grace and ease.
I give myself permission to believe that when I'm in alignment, things can flow with more grace and ease.
Breathe that in. Holy God. Okay, how's your body feeling? Let us know in the comments. Are you feeling a little bit more of that? There's also a little bit of throat stuff that's moving here.
Feeling that. Feeling softer though. My shoulders are softer.
You might need to stretch and move and make space for these new ideas to drop in. Give myself permission to believe that when I'm aligned with my highest self, I will know the next right thing.
I give myself permission to believe that when I'm aligned with my highest self, I will know the next right thing because it will feel like this.
Yeah, and when she says like this, that's like this for her, but you get to feel it from you, right? And if you're not sure, by the way, I said this yesterday, but one of my favorite things to do is just ask myself, what's the most loving thing I could do for myself right now? And for all of us in this moment, it's have some water. Water helps the energy move. Water helps it flow. And after this, I want to invite you to have a protein snack or lunch or dinner or wherever you're at. It'll just help anchor in the new neural pathways. Oh, good. More movement. So I think we're at this point where we've given ourselves enough permission to like possibly examine how more of this flow can happen when we're in alignment. And it's not a cure-all, it's not a panacea. It's still like challenges will occur. It's just going to be easier, which is what we want, right? Just a little more of that ease so it doesn't feel so hard all the time. So we're going to come to this choice point, unless there's anything else you want to throw into that permission. Okay.
Oh, we're getting sparkly hearts in the comments, so I feel like doing good.
Yes, and if I refresh, I can see comments, but Bianca's saying that belief repatterning feels like inner junk removal. Totally. It's all about letting go of the old programs that aren't actually you. That's not what your soul believes. It's not what your body fully believes when it's in its most relaxed state. The old programs often come from that activated nervous system, traumas, old things, stories that don't have to have the truth to them, right? We get to reprogram our biological computer with what is going to work for us better. So there, we're going to play with our hands. And I'd like for you to get your two hands into these cups. And we're going to play with the energy here. You can visualize or just imagine, however you do, that in your right hand is all of the energy of it has to be hard. Oh, if it's not hard, I'm not doing it right. And if I don't worry about it, then it's definitely not going to go right. And in your left hand, the energy of exactly what you felt after doing the shaking in the Taurus fields and the alignment practices with us, the alignment with highest self, body, mind, heart, and soul, and how that brings in more spaciousness, more connection with your true self, your intuition, and more grace, ease, and flow. And I really want you to feel the difference between these, right? They usually feel different in my hands. One feels heavier and the other one feels lighter. So I'm going to repeat some sentences. You're going to repeat them with Nicole, and you're going to play act it out with me, putting it into the body, okay? So with your right hand, go, I could choose to stay stuck in that old energy of worry, and it has to be hard.
I could choose to stay stuck in that old energy of worry, and then it has to be hard.
Or I could choose to explore this new energy of alignment.
Or I could choose to explore this new energy of alignment.
Where things flow with more grace and ease.
Where things flow with more grace and more ease.
But I can't do both at the same time.
I can't do both at the same time.
So feel into it. And what does your body, mind, and soul want? Right? Yeah. So you can let the other one go to the earth. She will transmute it, bless it, turn into light. So most like affirmations and techniques will get you to that place. You're like, I choose this. Great. But the problem is your old programming has deep neural pathways in your mind, like these big grooves that are like ruts in your brain. And the second stuff gets tough, you will think the thoughts that have the deepest grooves because they're the ones that are the most practiced. And that's okay. But that's why we want to work with our subconscious mind to create deeper neural grooves for the more supportive thoughts. Yeah, alignment, ease and flow and grace, and I can go there. And the way we do that is by allowing our subconscious mind to practice without us having to do the work. So we're going to take a memory of something we've done in the past and tie it to something we're going to do in the future. And then when we do that thing, it's going to bounce back and forth. And then we're also going to 0 point it into the present moment. So I'm going to invite you, Nicole, to think of something where you felt alignment and flow and things were just easier. And you told us about one earlier with your content writing, but you can use that or something different.
Maybe use that one because it was recent and it also doesn't have to be a huge big thing. So it's great to just use something that was a simple little thing in your life because that's good enough.
Okay, so I'm going to say the first part and then I'm going to be quiet and you're going to repeat that first part, but then you're going to add in the little description about what you're doing and how it made you feel. Okay. And before you do though, I want oh no, you know what? I'm going to get you to do that. Then I'm going to get everybody to pick their own. Okay. So let's try this out. And know what it feels like to get into alignment and for that to allow life to flow with grace and ease. I felt it when.
I know what it feels like to get into alignment and allow life to flow with grace and ease. I felt it when I was dancing yesterday to those beautiful airy songs and feeling that spaciousness and flow in my body, and then sat down to write a post that just flowed out of me so quickly and beautifully and faster than it ever could have happened if I had not done that alignment practice first.
And breathe it in. Okay, did you guys see the shift in her energy when she was talking about it? Right? When she brought the feelings in, that's what we want to do. We want to activate the emotion. So I'm going to invite you to think of a thing where you got into alignment and then things worked. Okay. And it could be as easy as like a post or doing the dishes or deciding to have a nap before you try to study, right? Like it doesn't have to be a big thing. And so I want you to think of that. Got it? Now say the first part after me, but then add in your own details. I know what it feels like to get into alignment first, and then to be able to create more flow and ease. Add your details. Yeah, I felt that. Breathe it in. Nice.
It felt like I was taking in a big pile of bubbles, but actually sparkles and breathing them in.
Yeah, I know. Look at us all. We look so much happier and shinier too. Like this stuff works so well that I want to do it because it helps me as well. It's not just something I do for others. So even when I'm doing it for other people. So now we're going to pick something that we're all going to do. And I'd like you to be hydrated and shiny. So we're going to focus on when I drink water today, I am coming more into alignment and I will be able to create more ease and flow in my life. So, and it gets to be easy. It gets to be this easy. So let's do this here. I am free today to let my alignment be easy and have it flow when I drink water.
I'm free today to let my alignment be easy and have it flow when I drink water.
Breathe it in, finish your breath, then drink the water. Okay. Don't do them at the same time. We're all water brothers and sisters now. And now what we've done is created a link between that old memory and your subconscious mind is going to put that in with drinking water. So every time you take a sip of water today, your brain is going, hey, that's just like that time. And it's deepening the neural pathway and the groove that says, this gets to be this easy, right? It gets to be as easy as shaking, as easy as taking conscious breaths, as easy as running your energy fields. It does not have to be hard. This stuff doesn't have to be hard, right? So one final thing, you're going to own it. I am practicing coming into alignment with more ease, grace, and flow.
I am practicing coming into alignment with more ease, more grace, and more flow.
Breathe it in. How does that feel?
I'm just like, I feel like I can have a nap. I feel so soft, relaxing.
I just saw Julie pop on. We just finished belief repatterning and it was a good one. You should go back and watch that. Julie is another belief repatterning friend. So let us know in the comments, how are you feeling? Take a snapshot of where you are right now. Noticing, have there been some shifts? I mean, it can feel like a lot is moving and that can be a little draining. And also, that's awesome, right? If things are shifting and moving. So thank you for doing belief repatterning with me. We do so much of this in the playground. I do this in a hot seat in our monthly membership as well, where I take one person who's a willing volunteer or someone that I volunteer to come and do it with me to get this individualized belief repatterning for you. So Nina, I'd like you to bring it all in and bring it all home and bring us into this beautiful state of heart coherence so that we can finish off being aligned AF. At 1:11 our time.
Yes, I was just about to mention that. I'm noticing Stephanie in the comments was sharing she feels aligned AF now. Wow, I'm so light. Yay, that's amazing. And I feel similarly, and I can tell that all of us do. Amy says she feels spectacular. Thank you all so much. We're so happy to have you all here. I can just feel this group energy is so epic right now. And so we're just going to take it up another notch, and I'm going to share another really powerful yet simple practice that you can do in your everyday life. It only takes 3 minutes, and I want to share a little bit about why and how it works. So we're going to do a practice called heart coherence, and let me know in the comments if this is something you've heard of before. It's becoming more widespread, more widely known, and for good reason. So a little bit about heart coherence. There is a communication that happens between the heart and the brain. So the brain controls a lot of the parts, a lot of our body, or our whole body, in fact. But did you know that there's also communication that happens from the heart to the brain? So actually, there are neurons in our heart, and there's neurons in our gut as well. So we actually have 3 brains. We've got this heart brain, and it has so much power and so much so much power that it actually sends signals from the heart to the brain through our feelings. And so the feelings that we're feeling in our heart will actually in turn send chemicals to the brain that will stimulate it to work in a certain way. And this is then tripping on either the parasympathetic nervous system or the sympathetic nervous system. Parasympathetic nervous system is often known as rest and digest. This is the calm state. This is then when we're in alignment. The sympathetic nervous system is actually the fight, flight, freeze, or as one of my teachers, Virio, likes to say, FU. I'm not going to say the word, but I think we all know what I'm talking about. When we're in that fight, flight state, there's that panic, there's that stress, there's that anxiety, and there's often, a lot of different stimuli in our environment that are creating anxious or stress responses in our body that we might feel in our heart, and that then it's sent from the heart to the brain, and then we're put in this state to be able to react. But the thing is, we're not actually getting chased by a saber-toothed tiger, so we don't have to run. We don't have to fight the same way we once did or the way our ancestors once did. but our bodies are still wired to go into those responses. But what we're learning now about the heart is when we enact certain feelings in our heart, namely love, gratitude, and compassion, we can actually create a state of heart coherence where the heart will then tell the brain, we're okay. And it will create this state of harmony, and we'll be in the state of more ease and more flow. And so when we're talking about alignment, we're actually talking about this on a physiological level as well as an energetic level. And so it switches on the parasympathetic nervous system, which helps to boost feelings of safety and calm, as well as better immune system, because when we are in that activated state, our body is just it's shutting off all systems except for what's essential to be able to run away or fight. But when we're in that parasympathetic nervous system, where we're in that state of calm, the rest of our system works more coherently. We have better resilience. We have better chances of having boosted immunity, because all of our systems it's an all systems go kind of thing. All things are running the way that they're meant to when we're in this state. And so it's like a light switch. And we're going to do this practice through feelings of gratitude, love, and compassion, as I mentioned. So I'm going to lead you through. It's about 2-3 minutes of a practice. And when I do, I'll actually ask you to bring into your mind's eye and into your heart someone that you love. It can be a loved one, a friend, family member, a partner, even a pet, or yourself. I like to do for myself sometimes. I visualize the love I have for myself. I'll also guide you into feeling gratitude, and more than just visualizing these things, but really feeling it in your heart, feeling it on a felt sense. And it can be something very simple. It can be like the sun, it can be the earth, it can be your body, this breath in the moment, or it can be something else. And then when we go to the compassion, I want to share with you that with the compassion, there's this, sometimes we think that compassion is maybe feeling sorry for someone, but what I want to invite you to embody or consider is that compassion is this shared sense or this shared experience of humanity. So if you are recognizing, someone that's struggling, you're having this shared sense of humanity because it's something that you've experienced in the past. And so you can feel that compassion for them in your heart. And all three of these emotions are going to support us in coming into heart coherence. And quickly, before we do this practice, I also want to share with you that really what is happening when we're creating this coherence is actually, it's the waves of the heartbeat and the heart rate. When we are in the coherence, the waves are going to be very smooth and very rhythmic. And if our nervous system is in this jacked up state where we're getting into this fight, flight, or freeze or FU mode, it's going to actually be more jagged. The heart rate, the heart rate and the heartbeat, it's going to be a lot more all over the place, and like if you were to test your heart rate, it would be more of a rough line. And I actually had an opportunity to test this recently, and so it was really fascinating for me to see my heart rate smooth out as I got into this state. So are you all ready to experience this with me? All right, so when you're ready, take a moment to place your hand on your heart, maybe one on your belly as well. And just tuning in to your body and space where it makes contact with the floor or chair. And take a nice deep breath. Sigh it out. Feeling yourself settle in this moment. And feeling the warmth of your hand on your heart and your heart beating in your chest. And I invite you now to bring to your mind's eye something that you're grateful for. The sun, the earth, this breath that you're breathing into your body right now, or something else. And anchor this feeling of gratitude into your heart. Really feeling it in your body. Feeling this feeling of gratitude, this feeling of thank you. Breathing into it, amplifying it even more. That's it. And now bring into your heart someone or something that you love, that you care for deeply. And feeling this feeling of love expand and ripple into your heart and all around you. Breathing in this love frequency. And now bring into your heart the feeling of compassion, like a silent prayer for those who may be suffering. A sense of shared humanity, this compassion, let it swell in your heart, sending this love that you are out into the universe to bless all hearts. Breathing into this compassion. That's it. And take one more deep breath, feeling this gratitude, this love, this compassion expand even more throughout your heart. Breathing in and sighing it out. And noticing how you're feeling now. Maybe there's a word or phrase. You can name it aloud to yourself now. And slowly begin to come back to this space, moving gently, fingers, toes, fluttering your eyes open. And I'd love to know how you're feeling now. If you can share in the comments with us and let us know.
I am just feeling so peaceful, soft, open, expansive. I could feel that, like, we also have a torus field around our heart space, and I could feel that flowing as you were speaking and as we were moving through that practice. Just feels so good, like pink, golden, beautiful, loving energy. Heart chakra activation.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Rachel,
it's
feeling calm.
so expansive, just like being the love instead of just feeling love, like it's emanating from my entire being.
I can feel that. Rachel is feeling calm. Sonia's feeling wrapped in love. Yeah, I get the sense that we're all just in this really like tender, beautiful space right now. You're so welcome, Lindsay. And again, just wanting to reflect this to you. This is something that you can use. You can do this in the morning when you wake up. It just takes a few minutes. And I've heard that this actually lasts for 6 hours. And so, yeah, can you imagine if we utilized some of these, if these tools resonate with you, maybe there's a couple that stand out to you that we're sharing today. If we utilize these every day, what would happen? I'm just curious to wonder into that. The last thing I'll say about the heart coherence is that Braden, not sure if you've heard of him before. He's a brilliant man, brilliant scientist, speaks a lot to consciousness and the physiology of the human body. And he has a lot of programs on Gaia and lots on YouTube as well. He says that he feels that this emerging science around heart coherence is likely, he feels, is going to be a really cutting edge, like leader on the health, like the healthcare system for us in the future. Because right now, the way that modern medicine works is it looks at the body individual from our hearts and our feelings and our mind and our consciousness. And we know more and more every day that it's all connected. And so, what if we can use this heart coherence to bring more peace to the mind, lower the stress response, changes the way that we show up in the world, and that ripples out. Not to mention, just an extra little piece is what Aurora was referring to earlier, is mirror neurons. There's also this this effect that happens where if you're around somebody that has a regulated nervous system, you can entrain to their nervous system. Or if you have a regulated nervous system and someone around you it doesn't, they can entrain to your nervous system. So it's pretty magical as we learn more about this and as we use this as tools in our lives. And I'm seeing some beautiful comments come through. I'm just, so feeling lit up and very much in soul space as we all floated there together.
Thank you so much, Nina, and for everyone that went on this epic journey. And I love how you were bridging in the physiology and the science behind it, what mystics and teachers, spiritual people have known for millennia is coming to be proven by science, right? And we, through our actions, can choose the frequency that we emanate, to sum up what Nina was saying. So this is my question to you. How do you want to show up in this world? Is it spinning and feeling, like out of alignment and like things have to be hard? Or is it coming into alignment with your heart, finding that coherence, connecting with the highest self, having access to flow state and love, gratitude, compassion? I know that I can speak for Nicole and Nina and I going that we know that from the space of alignment, it's so much easier to create and create ripples, to create for your own self first, because you got to do it for you. But then it ripples out into the communities and into the world. People entrain to it. So that's why the being the change that you want to see in the world really works. So my invitation for you to anchor this all in is, how do you want to show up in the world? Let us know in the comments. This is also our opportunity to say, if you love these practices and you would love a resource space with more of them, where you can access a library at your fingertips of resources like this 24/7, or you'd like to be connected live in sacred ceremony and with amazing workshops and masterclasses like this, you can join us in our Playground membership, and you can have all of it at your fingertips. We show up occasionally in this group and do these practices and offer these workshops because we want to be of service, but it's also to invite you to come and play where we are doing this weekly, where we have multiple events happening each month, bringing in guest speakers, working on our intuition, deepening our self-trust, doing coaching calls, belief repatterning, vocal alchemy, sound healing, dance, all kinds of meditations, soul journaling, creation practices, all of that. We do this in the Playground membership. It is the space that we share the most in. So if you're feeling like you could use more alignment in your life and a community of people who also are doing that, so we can entrain together and rise together, come and join us. The doors are going to be open for the next 7 days until December 1st. It's $33 US a month, or you can save 3 months and do an annual pass for $297. And we're going to be really going deep into alignment in December with a 21-day mini course called Align and Design that gets us so aligned body, soul, and mind so that we can set our intention on the solstice, which is a beautiful creation portal for 2022. And we do this all in similar ways that we did just today, except those practices are like 11 minutes or less in Align and Design. So quick things to get you into alignment. You can learn all of these tools. And what we're planting the seeds for 2022 is what frequency we want to be. And that is how we set the tone for the following year. And when we do it together in community, it is so powerful. That's just a sort of small glimpse at what is available inside there. But honestly, right now there's hundreds of hours of meditations and workshops, everything from like shadow work to Kundalini yoga and laughter yoga to EFT, and which is like the tapping, breath of bliss ceremonies, like you name it. We have probably played with it, and it's all done in a way that lets it be more fun. Like we can dive deep into the serious stuff to alchemize what needs to shift, but then we get to find more ease and playfulness and joy with it at the same time. So that is our invitation to you. Ladies, is there anything else you want to share with the group before we honor everyone's time? Because we set aside 90 minutes for this, and that's where we're at.
So much gratitude for everyone that came and joined us. We had so much fun. I had so much fun. I'm going to speak on your behalf as well, ladies, that we just had a blast sharing this with you. And it was wonderful to have your unique frequency with us. Whether you're watching live or on the replay, like if you're watching on the replay, go ahead and comment and share what you're experiencing as well as you watch, because we set the prayer field, we set the frequency and the intention that when we're working in when we're sharing all of this, it's coming in the 0 point. So it's like you're experiencing it with us in this real time, because we called your higher self in so you can receive all of this beauty whenever you're watching it. And yeah, just sending like so much gratitude and love. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you, Nina. Yeah, I'm so grateful for this experience today. I sure am feeling aligned AF. So let us know in the comments if you're still watching, how you're feeling, if you are feeling aligned AF. I just want to say too, for December, there is going to be that amazing course, but also I am doing a journal ceremony in there as well that will be dropping. We're also doing a ceremony for the solstice as well. So there's so much to get you aligned AF to continue this if you want to keep having that support in your life to do it, because sometimes we don't always do the things we know we should do on our own, and having that community around is helpful, because you showed up today, and if there's live things going on, or like you know that you want to catch the replay or whatever, you might be a little bit more inclined to do that. And this could be a stressful time of the year. So it's extra important to double down on your self-care, whatever that looks like for you as we go into the holiday season. Make sure you're taking really good care of yourself. And yeah, thanks so much for being here, everybody.
It is such a pleasure to be in this group, the Radiant Evolution Collective, with thousands of beautiful souls who are doing what they came here to do. Just by being you, you're already rippling in beautiful energies to this planet. Whether or not you decide to come forward with us into the playground this time, it's immaterial. The invitation is there, and yes, we want you to play, but we also love connecting in the Radiant Evolution Collective with you. And we are grateful for your light, for your heart, for your willingness to show up and be curious and play and grow and learn and explore. We can't wait to do more. So, beautiful souls, if you have any questions about the playground or any of the practices that we've done here, feel free to leave that in the comments, or you can certainly message any one of us. And we are just wanting to send you so much love and hope that you are also feeling as shiny and sparkly and radiant as us right now. I know I too feel like showing up and doing it with community is so much better than doing it on my own. Like, I'll do practices on my own, but the reason we created the playground was because it's more fun together. So thank you all. We love you all so much, and we hope you enjoy for the rest of your day.